The 12-bar blues in C consists of 3 main chords, which is a C major, you've got an F major, and G major. Okay, so you should know all them by now. We're going to also add in the relative minors of each of these chords. So the relative minor of a C is an A minor. The relative minor of an F is a D minor. The relative minor of a G is E minor. Now you notice I've just used my little finger there, so if I take out you don't have to take out your index at all, but if you do, you can see the little staircase pattern of the E minor, which you normally play like this. So when you're playing a G and you want to quickly get to the E minor, you can just stretch that little finger up. So I'm on fret number 4 of the C string, and that gives you the E minor there. Okay, so first things first, we're going to figure out this strumming pattern. Okay, it's a 2-bar pattern, and it basically on the paper it's just a lot of down ups. There's a beat 3 missing on the 2nd bar, so it looks like it should do something like this. That rhythm is what we call a straight 8 rhythm. Okay, so everything's really equal on the beat. What we want to do is shuffle the rhythm, or is also known as a swing kind of rhythm. And what that means is basically we're going to move the up strums just a little bit further back. So instead of sounding like this, it's now going to sound like this. So just practice that little shuffle on its own, just with the C. So we're going to start off with 4 bars of C with the 2-bar pattern. So it should sound like this. So what we're going to do, we're going to add in the relative minor, which is the A minor, and we're going to add that in onto beats 2 and 4. So if you want to use your index finger for this, if it's easy, you can, or if you want to use your middle finger, you can. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to stick with my middle finger for now. So what we're going to do is just do it really slow. You've got a down, up, then you're going to add on that A minor, keep your C on as well, just a down on that, and then when you come back up, you take it off, and then another down, up, add it back on, and then the 2nd bar will be the same, so a down, up, add it on, 2 ups, and then back on for the last section there. So it's on beat 2 and 4 of every bar, so it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so that's the trick, and it's the same all the way through. So when you're playing the F and you're adding your D minor, there's a couple of ways to do it. You can either use your 3rd finger there. You want to get that right tucked in underneath the middle finger, so it's in fret number 2 on the C string. So if you find that quite difficult, what else you can do is just literally flatten your middle finger down over the top 2 strings. Finger yoga going on there. So it depends, you know, if you get your fingers on nice and easy. You can easily use that 3rd finger, otherwise. Okay, so that's the 2nd part. So we've got just 2 bars of F, 4 bars of C, 2 bars of F, another 2 bars of C. G for 1 bar, so you've got down, up, little finger goes on for the E minor, and back off again. And then this is where we're going to switch to the F for the 2nd part of the 2-bar pattern. Okay, so that again all together. Okay, so getting the last upstroke on that G shape can be a little bit tricky because you've got to get all the way to the F. So see if you can do it, and if not, could just lift your fingers up on the upstroke. And then down for the F. So that's going to be the second part of the pattern, the down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Then we're going to finish on a bar of C. And then just one single strum that you're going to let ring out for 4 beats. Okay, so let's go for the whole pattern. I'll count us in so you can practice all together, and it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now to F. Back to C. Okay, and we're just going to stop there on the 1. Okay, so if you were, depending on what song you play, there's loads of things you could do. We could add a little turnaround in there. So that's adding a G7, that'll work well. Or you could do... You could add a G in, or there's a little walk down, which is quite fancy. Which is you're basically hitting the C string and the A string at fret number 7. You can pluck them. It's one way to do it. Down to 6, down to 5 with both fingers, and then obviously we're going back to the C then, so that will finish like this. There's your turnarounds, and you'd either finish there or you'd start again. Okay, so the other way you can do that, you can just strum through them, same thing. If you wanted to get really fancy, give it a little wiggle at the end.